Good morning, good evening, good night, good afternoon, whatever time it is when you're watching this. It's 7:40 right now in the morning. I have to apologise for my face. I've had the busiest week at work and just tired. Fibromyalgia symptoms are strong this morning. So this is one of the interesting things. I'm going to go on a bit of a diatribe here, but it's one of the interesting things about chronic illness. Like, you feel rough. I mean, it's not really chronic illness, it's just, being a human. You feel rough, so you can't really be bothered to make proper food, so you don't eat well, and then you feel worse, and then it's like an ever lasting vicious cycle. So that breaks today. I ate horribly yesterday, but I did just sit down and just but back to the intro. We are off for a dressage lesson this morning, which it will be, it'd be interesting because I feel horrific. I'm tired, I'm stiff, I hurt, all of those things, but it will be good. It's probably, I think it might actually be my first lesson this year. It's May now, like getting towards the end of May, and that's not great, is it? So come along with us, and I will hopefully not get shouted at too much. No, I hope I get shouted at a lot, and hope Bellamy doesn't, because Bellamy doesn't deserve that. I do, because my riding needs a lot of work. So yeah, come along with us, and I hope you enjoy. Okay, so before I kind of just leave you to watch what we did, I thought I'd talk through what we're doing and sort of some of the warm-up exercises. So before we did this, I'd just done a basic walk, trot and canter so that she could have a look at us. And the observation, which is fairly standard with Bellamy, is that he's not really tracking up, he's not really kind of engaged from behind. And that could be, it's partly his arthritis, but it's also sort of his conformation. He just never has. He's a bit long, he finds it difficult, he finds it much easier to run on his forehand. So what we're doing here is some leg yielding off the track. This is a 20 by 60 arena, so kind of using the whole stretch of the arena, so we don't have to rush, we don't have to kind of fluster him, because he does find it quite difficult. Just to sort of gently start engaging those hind legs, and I was really pleased with this. So the first one wasn't good, this one is better, and you'll see as we repeat the exercise it actually gets better each time. And this is brilliant. He actually found this, once we got into it, he found it quite easy. So the advice from the instructor was, don't do this in kind of walk, trot and canter all the time, but it's definitely a good exercise to use as you're warming up to get him loosened up. So yeah, we just started doing this, and then we started coming off the track to the centre line one way, and then the centre line back to the track the other way, so that you are then starting to kind of engage his ribs as well. Get him bending and kind of thinking about things. So you can see kind of I'm a lot weaker on the left, so right to left isn't too bad. He does tend to lead with his shoulder, but left to right is much worse. He almost gets sort of stuck in a half pass with his quarters leading, and then we have to sort of straighten up. But the good thing about doing this in walk is obviously things happen much slower. She did advise that we don't maybe do it in trot if he finds it difficult, but we just see how we go. So we just kind of did that a few times, and it did have a good effect. So I would strongly recommend anybody like us who struggles with hind end engagement does this regularly. I haven't done a lot of lateral work with him since he's come back into work, just because I haven't wanted to sort of stress him. He finds it difficult and quite stressful, and I'm quite unbalanced, so it just makes it more difficult than it kind of needs to be. But once we got into this, I mean, look at this. He's straight, he's crossing over, and he's actually not stressing about it. So yeah, that's really good. So we'll start incorporating just little bits of lateral work into our everyday routine. And onto the trot work now, and you can see here he's actually engaging from behind, and here it was sort of all about me making sure that I was bending my body and asking him to do the right thing with his body. So like I said, my left side's a lot weaker, so really making sure that I'm using my left leg quite strongly. And she actually advised, don't use your right leg. Get into the habit of not using your right leg initially. And we played with some changes in the trot. So we played with pushing him on, not extension, not medium, but just pushing him on a bit and then bringing him back. Just again to get that hind end engaged, and then moving into some shapes. So we did some loops here. We did a serpentine just to keep that bending, keep him bending, keep me bending. Without doing lots of repetition of the same thing, so like lots of mediums, lots of collections, and also to just keep changing direction and working on that suppleness. I think at the level we're working at the moment, which is somewhere sort of between prelim and kind of novice, this is exactly what we need to be doing. It would just be awesome if we had a 20x60 at home, but I mean we can incorporate a lot of these things. She gave us a lot of tips for working a 20x40. So with the leg yielding, for example, she talked about using your 3/4 line. So come off the track at on the 3/4 line, leg yield to the center line, and then leg yield back to the 3/4 line again, rather than trying to make it all the way across the arena or to the center line and back again when you're leg yielding in walk. So the next thing now what we're doing is working on our free walk on a long rein, which is something he's not that good at. He tends to get a bit stressed, so here we're working on, same as in the trot, letting him extend and do his free walk and stretch, and then picking him back up again, but asking him to walk on and stay engaged. So that was really good. And again, she gave me tips around keeping him bending, so keeping that inside leg strong, so you're pushing that hind leg, asking him to push the hind leg underneath him rather than him lifting his head up and starting trotting. Into canter now, and very much the same, kind of pushing it on, bringing it back, doing some shapes, and I really felt his canter work improve. On the left rein, it was very much like, don't use your right leg, think about using the left a lot more. So I was really, really pleased with this. So this was really good. I was really pleased you wanted us to do this, because I've only just started working on I guess more than the prelim work in canter, like a 20-meter circle or canter down the long side, and we just kind of started on working with changes within the pace and doing some shapes. So I mean, you can see, asking him to come back, he's finding it a bit difficult. He needs a bit more fitness, he needs a bit more top line, but yeah, we're looking a lot straighter by the end. So I'm really, really pleased with this, and we had a good time. Yes, that's kind of what we worked on for the rest of the lesson. I am going to shut up now and let you watch what we did for the rest of the lesson. Bellamy was quite talkative, so you might see some of that. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else she covered that would be useful to share, but I don't think she did. I think we did just kind of work on those things, and really working on me sitting and riding properly, and like turning my shoulders and things like that, so that I'm riding evenly. But we got some really nice trots across the diagonal there from canter, working on transitions and things like that. So I'm really pleased, and all steam ahead to our next competition.
like a light, lighting up in the dark. You make it right, I forgot how to act, it's so classic. Every time you make me nervous and I lose my words. It's been a while since I forgot the most simple words. I feel calm when you're around, like nothing can break me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now I know why it never worked out before. High low, it would always turn out bad, so bad. But every time we start a fight, we always stop in time. We both know how to be gentle, never cross the line. I feel calm when you're around, like nothing can break me. Yeah, yeah.
Right, so we're done. I hope you enjoyed that. Bellamy's just got his massage pad on. Look. He loves it. He just puts him to sleep. He worked really hard. I worked even harder. Loads of good tips. So I hope you haven't found voiceover me too annoying. Yeah, and any questions, let me know. Hope you enjoyed our first lesson of 2022. I did. It's hard work, but it was good. I feel loads better now. So yeah, check back in next week, hopefully, maybe, for our first show vlog. It's going to be exciting, our first actual showing show. So keep in touch, like, subscribe, comment if you want to have a chat, and yeah, hope you enjoyed. Talk to you soon.